Hi, my name is Alyssa McGrady-Beach. I am fairly new to the field of social work. I just graduated in August, but I have wanted to work in the behavioral health field since I was in middle school. Specifically, when I was in grad school, I really enjoyed learning about CBT and DBT, and I especially connect with the emotion focus that is in dialectical behavioral therapy. When talking to people, a lot of times we'll talk about kind of what they're struggling with, and you want to kind of check in on their emotions at that time, especially when talking about something that's difficult. I also like to look at where the emotion is coming from, so kind of that kind of chain of events or looking towards the trigger. But one of the most important things, well, two of the most important things is finding out what their support system is like. If I have someone that doesn't really have family in the area, or, home isn't a safe place, it's important to provide them with more of that social support with me or where I am. And also it's important that they have the tools that will help them process emotions, especially in tough times. And if I can help them with those tools or help guide them through tools they already know, then I really feel like I've done my job. If they don't have these tools, I usually start with some distress tolerance skills, just simple grounding, kind of seeing where they're at, seeing if they're in a place where they actually can talk about it and move forward from it. If they're not able to, we do strictly just distress tolerance, where we kind of help them in that moment, but then I try to give them something that they can do when they're at a place where they can really think about it and really work on it. Throughout the entire process, I always check on them several times just to make sure that they're doing okay. Some moments are a lot harder than other moments, and it's important to acknowledge that and to acknowledge those emotions, because the emotions they're feeling in that moment can affect how they process previous emotions or the emotion that they're actually having as well. When they do have times where they're having several things that they're stressing about, being able to look at those different situations, kind of prioritize them, look at what things are the most important, as well as looking at what may have the quickest solution. Sometimes something that's not that important but has a quick solution, if you can get that off your back, it'll just give you a little bit more stress relief, so you can then focus on those things that need more of that priority. And it really makes all of those problems more manageable. Now, when I was in grad school, I focused my two internships with adults. I worked at Eating Recovery Center Austin for about 4 months. It was only about 20 hours a week, though. I was a first year, so I was mainly shadowing. I did a little bit of DBT classroom work. And then most recently, I did 3 months at Austin State Hospital. I worked there about 45 to 50 hours a week, and I was there for 3 months. We had to do a total of 560 hours, and I got a little bit above that, but I think that's just because I wanted to kind of keep going with the momentum all the way until I finished. I do have a history, though, with working with kids, even if it wasn't in grad school. When I was in undergraduate, I had work study, and I worked at a preschool for kids with disabilities for about 2.5 years. So I was really lucky with that opportunity, because I got to interact with something that's kind of in the behavioral health field, even though it isn't technically in the behavioral health field, early on in my career. And when I was there, we helped a lot of the kids with developmental as well as behavioral goals. And on many occasions, I did accompany the students to their occupational therapy appointments. And this is a very young age. So the youngest we had there was 5 months, which you don't really do as much with except give kind of that emotional support. And then we did all the way up to 6 years. And after that, they did unfortunately have to be placed in another school. But it was a very valuable experience with me. And I definitely still remember many of those kids, even though it was... Gosh, I graduated undergrad in 2014, so it was a while ago. Also, when I was in my undergraduate career, I had a chance to do a summer internship in Ireland. I was in Dublin, and I interned at an after-school program for kids. It was called Southwestern Inner City Network. and it was known as Computer Clubhouse. This is one of the organizations run by, I think it was MIT. They had a couple of stations. They had one closer to MIT, and then they had that one in Dublin, and it allowed kids in underprivileged areas to access. There were like programs that taught them how to program. There was music. There was give them an outlet outside of school so that they didn't necessarily do bad things after school. And the ages of the kids we had were 8 to 12. But we did also have a couple teenagers that would hang out because they had gone there when they were younger, and sometimes they would help out. And I loved it. You know, I love Ireland. I've kept in contact with a few of my kids from there. I actually have some of them on Facebook now. But kind of seeing like how they've changed and grown up because of that, you know, the little thing that I was able to be involved with was really amazing. I also have, you know, just experience I'm an aunt 5.5 times over at this point. And I learned a lot of things in being an aunt and being a part of their lives in a way that's different than a parent. And one of those important things is to meet them on their level. Just like in social work, you're supposed to meet people where they're at. And emotions can really be overwhelming at any age, but it's especially important for children when they're developing in school. They're developing their intellectual skills and their social skills. And that has to do with the fact that if they can't kind of figure out their emotions, then they can't focus on everything else that's in front of them. It's a constant state of distraction. It's like wearing sunglasses inside, or, you know, not being able to see out of the periphery of vision, only being able to see straight forward. It's, you know, there's these other things that you're missing and that you can't look at and you can't turn your head and focus on. And it's hard to look to the side when you know that what's in front of you is going to disappear. And it, you know, they're always learning, and children understand a lot more than we realize. But if we can help them put the words to it and understand it, then they continue to grow and learn. And with the proper guidance and with support from the school and just, like you said, the whole child, bringing in all of the child and helping them with the process and to process their emotions, it really allows them to have a bright future that they can go into. And with a better understanding of emotions and with the use of these tools that we can help children with at a young age, it really defines how they see emotions as an adult, how they use their emotions as an adult, and how they see how it works with everything else that they do. And it allows them to focus better in school, and it really gives them a chance to prosper academically. Not every student is going to go to college or grad school or, you know, any of those professional careers, but you'll teach them those standards that they need to go into any job, that focus, that ability to fully put themselves into something without having all these distractions weighing on their shoulders. And it'll help them also learn to know when to ask for help, which can always be difficult. I know for me, school has been an integral part of my family. My mom's a teacher, my dad's a pastor, and so learning and continued learning and being a lifelong learner has always been very important to us. And I was lucky because I had a safe space at home and at school, and if I can help kids and kind of be that safe space for them, then school can really be safe for them, and they can journey throughout their educational career and feel safe and continue to learn and really become the people that they deserve to be, because everyone deserves to have a life. Everyone deserves to live in an enriched and happy life. And, you know, it starts with the little things. And if I can be a part of a program that can help with that, that would mean a lot to me. And I hope all of that made sense. And I do really appreciate your time just reading what I've written and listening to me talk. And hopefully I look forward to speaking with you all again. And thank you again for the opportunity. I wish you all the best.